today I am taking you guys with me on my day as a real estate professional. It is not the beginning of the day. This is the beginning of my work time block, I guess you could say, because I definitely don't work all day. I definitely don't work every day as a real estate agent right now. The way I run my schedule and the way I run my business, I've talked about this before, but I time block everything in my business. That's basically how I plan and schedule my business and my week. So right now I am beginning my work time block of the day, and I have a handful of things that we're gonna do for work today. So I'm gonna take you guys with me and show you a little bit of what it's like being a real estate agent in 2023, almost 2024. Could be 2024 by the time you see this. So this definitely isn't gonna be like an entire day. This is just gonna be the few hours of the day that I'm working and what I'm choosing to do during that time for my real estate professional activities, if that makes sense. So the first thing on the schedule is my husband's downstairs finishing up some other work, and we are going to film a couple videos together, 2 quick videos back to back, and these are going to be for our 2 different YouTube channels that we get clients from. The scripts are already written and everything's ready to go, so we just sit, talk, record the videos, and then we're done and we get on with our day, and I will edit them a different day during a different work time block. Directly after that, I'm going to hop on a mastermind class for the brokerage that I'm with, Real Brokerage, and I will probably just heat up some leftovers from last night for lunch and eat those during the class. And then directly after that, I have a Zoom meeting with a real estate agent who wants to switch to Real Brokerage. If you're like, what is that? What does that even mean? Why are you having a Zoom meeting with someone about switching to Real Brokerage? Head over to my channel. I have a whole playlist talking all about Real Brokerage. But that is one thing that I've really been loving since joining this brokerage, is just all of the agents I've had the opportunity to chat with and meet over Zoom or over the phone or even in person, collaborate with, and just have conversations with and get to know. It's been so much fun. I love talking with and chatting with and getting to know other real estate agents, and that's just been so awesome. So she's wanting to switch to Real Brokerage, but just has some questions first and wants to make sure that it's the right fit. So that's what we're going to be talking about on the Zoom call. And then directly after the Zoom call, I am heading over to a property and I'm going to take my iPhone and video this property for my clients. The reason I'm videoing it is because my clients are not here. They're coming from out of state and they are not going to be doing any of their home shopping in person, which is very common for my clients because most of them that come through one of our YouTube channels, the relocation one, is they're mostly like people who don't live here and they don't come here and see the home they're buying until after they close on it. So I'm gonna be videoing the home for them. After I video it, we're gonna have a conference call, me and the husband and wife all together. But this property is unique because it is a auction property, which I'm definitely not used to working with. That's definitely not the norm for me. But because it's an auction property, we have to go visit it during the open house times. I couldn't just like go see it yesterday when they sent it to me, or, you know, go see it at a different time. It has to be like between a very specific time today that I can go view it. So that's why right when I'm done with the Zoom call, I have to rush over to that house to make sure that I get there in time before the open house is over. Also on the agenda today, I need to review a bunch of documents for this property. It came with a ton of documents and information, also with an inspection report, so I need to review that and just look out for any red flags to let my clients know about ahead of time. Right now it's about 11:30 in the morning and I should be done with all of this by about 3:00 p.m. So that's not very long. It's not a very long chunk, but that's how I plan my work week, and that's like a typical day for me, and I love it. I know there's always more that you could be doing in your business, but the way that I run my business is I really, really prioritize like what's going to bring me the best clients that I want to work with, that are gonna work the best for my lifestyle. I focus on doing the activities that are going to bring me the best clients while spending the least amount of time doing it, if that makes sense, which is one reason I love video, because you put a video out there and then it's bringing you clients. It's going to work for you while you sleep, because YouTube is a search engine. And so forever it's working for you. And that's just that's a beautiful thing. Okay, before we get into the rest of the day that I'm gonna take you guys with me on, I have a handful of viewer recently asked questions that you guys have asked me, and I'm just gonna read through them and go down the list and answer them real quick. First viewer question is, I have a question. Besides making YouTube videos, how else do you market you and your husband during your work time? We have a YouTube channel as well. I've tried marketing on Instagram and Facebook, but have not had much success in those areas. We've only had a handful of business come in through YouTube. I'm all about figuring out ways to maximize what I'm doing and make the most of it without having to go out and separately create more content, if that makes sense. So I'm not necessarily going out there and creating all this content that's just for Instagram and then creating content just for Facebook and TikTok, because like maybe if I was somebody who was in a position in my life where I wanted to be working in real estate like from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., then I would have the time to do that and the capacity, but I'm just not in a place in my life where I'm wanting to dedicate that much time to my business, and I'm just realistic about that. So what I do is I repurpose everything. So we do post on other platforms, but we also don't rely on them for business. So we will get clients from them every now and then, like we'll get a listing from Facebook and we'll get a buyer from Facebook and sometimes from Instagram too, sometimes even TikTok, but like it's not super common like it is from YouTube. It's more just like, oh, that's nice. It's like an added bonus, I guess you could say, but we're also not putting in like a ton of extra effort and work there. I don't even go on the platforms every day. Like I don't even log in every day because personally, I just like not looking at what everyone's doing all the time and not posting what I'm doing all the time. So what we do to at least have some sort of a presence though and stay somewhat active on those platforms without having to take a ton of extra time to do it, we will take the long form videos that we make for our YouTube channels that bring us clients and we will chop them up into like you could take one 20-minute video, for example, 20-minute long form video, and you could get, if you really wanted to, like 10 different YouTube shorts out of that. And from those YouTube shorts, you can take them and post them on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. And that's really what we do, is we take the short form content and we just post them everywhere. It keeps us in front of our sphere, people we know, reminds them we're in real estate, other real estate agents and all of that. We could be putting more effort into it. It's just not where we feel like we want to put our effort towards in our business right now. I just have a hard time dedicating so much time to these other platforms when I know that when you post something on YouTube, for example, it lives forever. In 10 years from now, it is going to still be bringing you clients because it's a search engine. But when you post that same video on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, it's just not the same. You might get a lot more engagement right away. In a few days or a week, like it's gonna be gone, it's gonna disappear, and it's not gonna continue to bring you business. So that's why I just have a hard time putting as much time and effort as we put into YouTube into other platforms. With that being said, there definitely are ways to repurpose the content that you're using for YouTube anyway, and there's definitely ways to still have a somewhat consistent presence on these other platforms and not having to be on them all of the time. Also, I kind of think of it like Instagram, for example, as a business card. A lot of times I will get Instagram DMs from people who found our relocation YouTube channel, are wanting to move to Oregon, and then they'll reach out to me instead of emailing me. Sometimes they'll reach out to me over Instagram. And the reason I say I kind of think of Instagram as a business card is because it's the first thing a lot of people that look you up are going to see. And so I like to have it look just clean, professional, but also show that like I'm a real person. I have a highlight of my client testimonials. I have a highlight of listings. I have a highlight of home buyer tips. I feel like doing that definitely helps. So when people search you and your Instagram comes up, it just makes you look more of like a solid real estate agent. The next question is, okay, I'm thinking of making the switch to Real Brokerage. This question is like a lot of questions in one, so I'm just gonna read through it and stop and answer the question. So are we in charge of ordering our own signs? Yes. That's something I thought was going to be really complicated and confusing because I'd never done that before. I've always just walked inside of the brick and mortar brokerage I was with, and they were able to handle ordering everything for me. But Real Brokerage made it so easy and seamless to be able to order signs and anything else that you need. Once you are done with the onboarding process and you're fully signed up for Real Brokerage, you'll be able to go to a page on their Real website that they'll give you where you can order yard signs, whatever type of signs it is that you're needing. You can customize them however you want and then have them shipped directly to your home. They came right to our front door within about a week of ordering them. Do they have a website where we get our cards and signs? So yes, that's what I just talked about. That website you get your signs from. You can also order business cards from. Same situation there. I'm so happy things are changing because I absolutely hate going to the office. I feel like it is such a waste of time. My weekly meetings usually last over 2 hours and I feel like I could be doing so much more with my time because I don't ever feel like I get anything out of it. 100% agree with you there. That's one reason why I'm so thankful I'm able to tune into this training that I'm going to hop on in a little bit here and eat my lunch from home while I'm tuning into it. If I had to be driving somewhere for this meeting and driving back, like I wouldn't be able to even attend it because it wouldn't make sense for the rest of my workday and everything else I have going on. Also, one last thing, I'm drinking a decaf coffee right now, so I completely quit drinking coffee. I love coffee. I completely quit drinking it almost 2 years ago now. It'll be 2 years in February. And the reason I quit drinking it is because I had to drink it all throughout the day just to feel normal or do anything. And I remember one day, the last day I ever drank it, it was like 2 p.m. and I had to be in a meeting and I needed a coffee and it my brain literally couldn't function without it. And it was like the third coffee I've had that day. And I just was so sick of not being able, having to like stop somewhere and get a coffee since I wasn't at home before I could actually just carry on my day like a normal person. And so I stopped drinking it and it's been great. Haven't gone back to coffee since, but ever since then, I've still been drinking tea. And I've basically been as reliant on tea as I was on coffee. Tea's kind of been like the thing that I've been using to get through my whole day. And if I don't drink it, even if I like say I'm gonna go do something at 6 p.m., if I don't drink a tea, I don't really want to do it because I don't feel good. And so finally, I gave up tea. So I've been completely caffeine free besides the like trace of caffeine that's in decaf coffee since Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's been 5 days. I'm feeling really good. I don't know that I ever want to go back to it because I have more energy throughout the entire day. I don't have a crash at all. I have energy still, even at like 8 p.m. I'm not crashing at any point during the day. My energy is like very sustained. And the biggest thing I've noticed though is I wake up feeling so much better because even when I was just drinking tea and had way less caffeine than coffee, if I woke up, I just did not feel good. I still had that kind of like, you know, the groggy feeling until you drink your caffeine. I had that groggy feeling until I drank my tea. But now that I don't have any caffeine at all, I wake up and I'm like I feel like my toddler. Like I am so full of energy and I feel so good and I can literally just start my day without having to worry about making a caffeinated beverage and it feels really good. I don't know. We'll see if I ever go back to it. We'll see. Personally, I think my sound is really good. It's a little loud, but I like it.
In 5, 4, 3.
4 super quick tips for how to save for a house in your 20s, because we really believe that the earlier that you can start investing in real estate, that you can just become a homeowner, the better. I don't care what the housing market's doing. I don't care what home prices are doing. The person who buys the house sooner versus the person who rents longer is going to be in a better financial position 20 years. So I just ended my Zoom call with the really sweet agent that I was chatting with about switching to Real Broker. And now my lunch is probably cold, but I'm gonna start eating it because I didn't have time to eat it before and I didn't want to eat while we were talking. Made myself a cup of decaf coffee and I'm gonna eat this really quick and then I need to head out and head to this house. I'm gonna go change into something warmer because it is freezing outside here right now. And then I need to head out and get to this house before the open house closes for this auction property. I'm gonna video the house for my clients and then take some notes of the house. And then I'm gonna hop on a conference call with the buyers, the husband and wife together, and we're gonna chat about the property and get all their questions answered about it. I'm like freaking out right now. because I started a e-commerce business. It's definitely, I'm the kind of person that everyone, like anytime I hear of something that I'm like, ooh, I want to do that, that could be a good idea. Like I always just shut it down. So I'm like, nope, real estate is where it's at. I really believe that you could either focus on one thing like real estate and get really, really good at it and be a specialist, or you could try to do a million other things and not be really good at anything. But I've really, really just had it on my heart over the last year or so to invest in some sort of business or some way, somehow, in a way to just basically be able to make money without having to be here. Because while I love real estate so much, I really see myself always being in the real estate world, at least to some capacity. My ultimate goal is always to be able to make money from wherever I'm at so I can live wherever I want. Like, I don't want to be tied down to this one marketplace. All that being said, I started an e-commerce business, and this has been the hardest thing I have ever done. Way more complicated than starting a real estate business, which was very complicated, especially for my 18-year-old brain at the time. But when you start an e-commerce business, you are on your own. There is no principal broker to answer your questions. There are so many problems, things like obstacles, and you gotta jump through all the obstacles on your own, and there is nobody to help you. I have had so many tears shed over this business, so many late nights. What I did was I had it on my heart to start a Amazon FBA e-commerce business, right? And so I thought this will just be a little fun thing. I'm gonna take the whole week off of real estate and basically everything. No play dates, no nothing this week. I am focusing 100% on this business so I can get it up and running. Well, that 1 week turned into about a month of not doing anything except for sitting at my computer, talking on the phone, dealing with people in China, crying some more, regretting this, questioning if I should have even done this because there's just so many issues and I think they're not getting resolved. And basically all this to say, my products, I never thought this would happen. My products finally reached, I just got an alert that my products reached the Amazon warehouse. They made it from China to the Amazon warehouse. And if you would like to support my e-commerce business, I'm gonna link my products below. Go ahead. They would maybe make a great Christmas gift for your kids, learning gift for your child. If you wanna support my e-commerce business, I'm going to put a link to my products below, or I'm not sure if I'm gonna put all my products or just one of my products, we'll see. But regardless, I'm gonna link something below, and I really appreciate any support from you guys, and maybe this is something I'll talk about more in depth in the future, I'm not sure. But the headache phase of this business is finally done with, and now we can move into the fun part. I'm gonna end this vlog here. I'm not gonna take you guys with me to the house or to the rest of the day. I don't wanna bring my camera, so thanks for hanging out with me today. If you have any real estate related questions or video suggestions, comment below. I would love to answer them. Shoot me an email, and I'll see you guys next week.